What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell just as sweet. According to Meghan Markle, she is now to be called Meghan Sussex, as this is her family name and no other name shall be. Apparently, the Markle name stinks. It stinks. It holds a stench that she wants to heave ho into the graveyard with her ditched and ghosted family and friends, trying once again to bury her past and rewrite history. The problem is, Rachel Meghan Markle, we know. We know who you are, sis. So no matter what you call yourself, we got your number. In today's video, we're going to discuss Meghan Markle's sudden identity shift and her cringy and fake Drew Barrymore interview, where word on the street is it was a little awkward and a little tense. Y'all, it's just getting weirder and weirder. We have a lot of juicy Royal Daily Tea to get through today, so you know what to do. Sit back and relax, grab yourself a beverage, and let's get into the Royal Daily Tea. So Meghan Markle, y'all, is going through a very strange and sudden identity shift. I would call it an identity crisis. And I'm not even referring to her train wreck of her brands, ARO, which is DOA, RIP, or As Ever, Meghan, or her cooking show, With Love, Meghan. No, I'm actually going by the fact that she is now referring to herself 7 years into her marriage as Meghan Sussex. Now, when we first met Meghan, she was Meghan Markle, the actress, the philanthropist, the blogger of the TIG. Then she was Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. Then she was known as Meghan, Harry's wife. Then she was, I'm a mom. Then she was a dolphin investor, an entrepreneur, and then she simply was known as Meghan when she came back to become an Instagram influencer. But now she's Meghan Sussex. To quote Oprah Winfrey, what the hell is going on? Now, there's a huge debate. Can Meghan Markle use the name Meghan Sussex? Well, the answer would be yes, no, and somewhere in between. Technically, the royal surname for the royal family is Mountbatten Windsor. We all know that Prince Philip wanted to have Mountbatten added to Windsor, so they hyphenated the name for the royal family, and everyone in the royal family, a blood royal, is a Mountbatten Windsor. Now, a lot of people do refer to themselves, their last name, with their title. Now, the Sussex name is an actual title that was bestowed upon Prince Harry and Meghan on their wedding day from Queen Elizabeth. She gave them a dukedom. Now, it is not uncommon for royals to take on their royal title as their surname to kind of separate them from the other Mountbatten Windsors. It is not uncommon. When Prince Harry and Prince William were children, their father was then the Prince of Wales, and they were known as Prince Harry and Prince William Wales. Just like Catherine and William's children, their last name is Wales, but they're also Mountbatten Windsors, but they go by Wales. When Sophie was the Countess of Wessex, she went by Sophie Wessex, just like Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie used the last name of York because their father was the Duke of York. So using a royal title as a last name is not uncommon. However, we've never heard Meghan associate herself as Meghan Sussex. So I guess that's why it's very surprising and shocking that 7 years into her marriage, She now wants to be known as Meghan Sussex. Now, I believe there's a lot more to that story than just wanting to share the last name of her children because they're a family. Yeah, I'm not buying that. Meghan Markle, the feminist, or when she sat down on the Oprah Winfrey interview and said, I've lost everything, almost my name. Now the woman freely gives up her name for her husband's surname. Not very feminist of you, Meghan Markle. Just saying. But a lot of people are kind of shocked how she corrected Mindy Kaling on the set of her show and says, you keep calling me Meghan Markle. I'm a Sussex now. I'm Meghan Sussex because I have the same name of my children. And you could see Mindy's face was like, since when? Okay, Meghan Sussex. That's really, really strange. Now, the other thing I find interesting is that people still refer to Catherine, the Princess of Wales, as Kate Middleton. So we all refer to Meghan Markle as, well, Meghan Markle, because that is how we know her in the press. Now she wants to be Meghan Sussex. So again, there's a lot of rumors swirling behind the scenes of marital issues, and we're going to get deeper into that in another video. But I suspect there's another reason why she's clinging to the name Sussex. It has nothing to do with her children because we all know Meghan is not maternal. She could give a rat's patootie about having the same name as her children. So there's a rumor that the royal family is seriously considering removing the dukedom from Prince Harry. Do Harry and Meghan need to be the Duke and Duchess of Sussex when they've been 5 years living in California? They're not working royals. Do they need to have this royal title? Because let's be honest, they're monetizing their titles. So now Meghan is like, oh no, I'm Meghan Sussex because I am a mom. I'm a mom and I have the same name as my kids. What she's pretty much telling the royal family is, try taking this name back. It's mine. It's stuck to her body like Princess Diana's gold Cartier tank watch. You're going to have to pry it off her cold, dead hands. She's not removing the name of Sussex or the Duchess of Sussex, no matter what happens. So now she's putting claim out there publicly, I'm Meghan Sussex. So it would make it really, really hard for the royal family now to come and remove that, since Meghan is telling people the fake story of, I just want to be the same with my kids. I'm a mom, I just love them so much. So if they came and take away the dukedom, that would cause a huge royal stink. So we'll get into that in another video, but I do find it very suspicious that all of a sudden now she's Meghan Sussex. Let me know what y'all think about that in the comments down below. So Meghan Markle's cooking show, With Love, Meghan, y'all, is not doing well. Just like we predicted, it has already fallen to 9th place out of the top 10 for Netflix. And I suspect by next week, it is going to be 100% off the top 10. So Meghan Markle is desperately trying to get some positive PR. So she decided to stop by the Drew Barrymore show. And boy, was that a cringe fest. That was the biggest car wreck I've ever seen. In my opinion, it just showcased to the world how fake Meghan Markle really is. So Meghan thought going on Drew Barrymore was going to make people like her, to see how sweet she is. But all it did was show other people how fake and how phony and pretentious she really is. Now, according to Neil Sean, there was some awkward tension behind the scenes of the Drew Barrymore show. I know, shocking. Because Meghan has just decided all of a sudden to drop her new, I'm Meghan Sussex. Not even Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, it's Meghan Sussex all of a sudden. Again, super weird. So there was some tension behind the scenes with Meghan and the staff about calling her Meghan Sussex. Was she Meghan Markle? Was she Meghan the Duchess of Sussex? So when Drew Barrymore actually introduced Meghan on the show, she just said Meghan. She didn't even say Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, Meghan Sussex. She said Meghan. Because on Meghan's Instagram, she just calls herself Meghan, trying to be like Cher or Oprah. Meghan, I'm the influencer of Instagram. But now it's Meghan Sussex. So according to Neil Sean, there was some tension with her people and Drew's people behind the scenes. So they just called her Meghan. But that wasn't the only tension. We'll get into that. So when Meghan came out, it was like syrupy sweet Meghan. She was trying really, really hard to paint the love story that her and Harry have the greatest love story of all time, and that their love story is better than yours, and we should all aspire to be Harry and Meghan, which is actually hilarious because if you look at Harry's face lately, he don't look like he's a man in love. Just my opinion. So when they first started the interview, Drew's like, you know, everyone who knows you always tells me how hot for each other you are. You're just so hot for each other. I mean, really? Have y'all seen the body language between Harry and Meghan at the Invictus Games? Even though Meghan was planting on the fake PDA, Harry didn't really look like he was that into it. It looked like they're just putting on a show, very performative PDA. Anyone could put on a performance in front of someone and say, look how happy we are. See, we're so happy. Stand up straight, Harry. Hold my hand. Laugh like you're having fun, Harry. Right? Anyone could put on a show in front of people. The other thing was that Meghan really overplayed it. She was like, oh my God, Harry's so amazing. He is so amazing. He is so supportive. And no matter how busy we are, we always sit down and we have lunch together. We're just so in love with each other. He's amazing. Really? Because the rumor is he's not home a lot. And this is a man who spent 6 weeks away from you and the kids, but y'all are just so in love with each other. Right? And she was doing this really weird butterfly blinking with her eyes and closing her eyelids. It was really, really bizarre. So in another cringy moment, Meghan drops this random story about being a nanny for 2 Irish Catholic families that nobody has ever heard of before, ever. Like all of a sudden she was a nanny while she was a struggling actress. But again, no one has ever heard of this. But remember, Princess Diana was a nanny. So a lot of people think she was trying to channel Princess Diana, but she came up with this weird cockamamie story about how one of the husbands, like why would the husband be telling a young girl this? Creepy. Meghan, make sure whoever you marry dates you, that they continue to take you on dates after you get married. So she tells the story how H promised to constantly date me throughout our marriage because we are the greatest love story, the peanut butter and the jelly, the salt and the pepper of Montecito. Again, she's always trying to oversell this syrupy sweet love story, and it's the greatest love story ever told. Again, way better than you'll ever have in your entire life. It's me and H. You could tell when she was over telling the story that Drew Barrymore's face, it was like she was going, right, yeah. Drew Barrymore, y'all, was not buying the story. But again, she's a professional. She's a host. So she was like, But you could tell in her facial expression, she was calling bullshit. Like a lot of people in the audience, it was so cringy because she was overselling it and she was rolling her eyes and batting her eyes and doing the butterfly lids. It was weird. Okay. You've been married 7 years and she was acting like, oh my God, we're on our honeymoon. We're so in love. It was just weird. So then they go to the kitchen where Meghan's going to cook cookies with Drew Barrymore. And Drew Barrymore tells her the story of how she met Princess Diana when she was a little girl. She gave her an E.T. doll and Meghan's like, that's nice. Anyways, back to me, my show. Well, according to Neil Sean, Drew Barrymore's team found the photo and presented it to Meghan during the cooking clip. And that was not planned. Meghan was not a happy camper. She had to pretend to be like, oh, isn't that nice? But she was not happy. Now, we all know Meghan Markle is a narcissist and they do not like to share attention. So the fact that Drew Barrymore kind of made the moment about herself as a little girl, she was sharing a memory with Princess Diana and how it meant something to her. Meghan could not be bothered. Meghan was like, that's nice. And she barely looked at the photo and she kind of went back to cooking. It was really awkward. Now, there was another thing that was supposed to happen that didn't happen for whatever reason. Meghan was supposed to show the children. I don't know how true this is, honestly. Meghan was going to show clips of the children to like, hey, Drew, da da da, this is Lily and Archie. I don't know how much I believe of that, but according to Neil Sean, they were supposed to have some snippets of the children for the show. Maybe they were going to film the back of the heads or something. I don't know. But at the last moment, Meghan pulled the plug. So again, the producers are like, wait a minute, we were supposed to have the kids segment. You pulled it. Now you're throwing a fit about what we're supposed to call you. We're all very confused. And then Meghan threw a fit after the filming about the Princess Diana segment. Now, this is all alleged, but according to Neil Sean and his insiders, things were very tense and a little awkward during and after the filming. Now, there was also a very weird moment about the hug. Meghan, who's such a hugger, didn't really want to hug Drew Barrymore. If you've noticed, she's not much of a hugger lately, but Drew is very, very huggy, almost to the point of being a little cringy. And she does kind of encroach on people's personal space. And Meghan made kind of a little offhanded comment. So Drew admitted, I'm a very affectionate person. I like to hug people. And Meghan goes, yes, I know, you like to connect. It was weird. It was awkward. And then they do a forced hug because, of course, Meghan has to show the world she's a hugger. So it was really cringy to watch the show and to hear Meghan drop some of these lies about being a nanny. What? Nobody has ever heard that story before. So a lot of people were kind of turned off by this whole Drew Barrymore interview because she's just over the top, comes off very, very unauthentic, and almost over trying to sell something that people are just not buying. Just be yourself. Why do you have to oversell my amazing husband? He's so supportive. We're so in love and he's just dating me 7 years later. Why? Why does she have to oversell and overtell us things? It's just really, really weird to make her likable, I guess. But to me, it just doesn't work. So what do y'all think about Meghan Markle calling herself Sussex and about the cringy Drew Barrymore appearance? In my opinion, it's not going to save her show. Again, it was picked up for a quote second season, but we all know it was already filmed ahead of time. So it's more like a continuation of season 1. Right now, Meghan Markle's show is about to be bumped off the top 10 spot for Netflix. I suspect by next week, 1 week after her show debuted, it's going to be off the top 10. Not exactly a hit to have a season 2, in my opinion. So let me know your thoughts, guys. Leave me your comments down below. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope to see y'all in the next video. Bye, guys.